Hi, this is Kendrick with Apostate Cigars. Today we'd like to introduce you to the fifth cigar in our lineup, the Sword of Laban. The Sword of Laban is a 7 1/4 inch Churchill featuring a 47 ring gauge. It features a very oily Ecuadorian grown Corojo wrapper with a San Andreas binder and fillers from the Dominican Republic.
I have an interesting experience when I smoke this cigar. On the palate, I get some savory notes, but when I retrohale, it gets really sweet. It's almost like smoking two different cigars, and every puff just leaves me curious about what the next one's going to taste like.
This cigar always sends me down a rabbit hole of flavor, and I'm always trying to figure out what is that note, and I can never quite figure it out. And so I just have to smoke another one.
It's an interesting experience when we're the ones at the blending table and we're picking out the tobacco that we want to go into a blend, and we know exactly what goes into the construction of this cigar, and yet when you turn around after some age and some time and you're smoking the finished product, it's really nice to be surprised about how it turned out and how there's notes in there that we didn't quite expect or weren't thinking would really shine through that do. It's an intriguing cigar.
When I think about Corojo tobacco, I think sweet. I think maybe a little bit of subtle, gentle spice, but I think mostly sweet and creamy. And so this cigar has that in spades, of course. The Sword of Laban was, as the name implies, a sword that belonged to a man named Laban, who was described as a prominent magistrate in Jerusalem. Laban had in his possession a collection of sacred writings, which included the Torah, written on plates of brass. In order to obtain these records, a man named Nephi used the sword to decapitate its owner and dress in his clothes to trick Laban's servant into giving them the plates.
I love the size of this cigar. I think this traditional Churchill size really highlights the blend. And I think it adds a lot to the texture too. It's very silky, the smoke on the palate.
For me, this cigar is all about the retrohale. It's a very elegant cigar.
I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this really, really interesting cigar. Thanks for joining us to talk about the Sword of Laban today.